Hey guys, Chicago injury lawyer Scott DeSalvo, and in today's video we're going to talk about the mysterious case of the missing client. So this is a weird one, okay? So I represented this guy. I had represented his mother in a case years ago, and she just kept my number, and she was such a nice lady. And then I think I represented their cousin, so you know, they were passing my name around the family. There's a lot of families that do that once I represent them. I think they try, you know, some jokers from the neighborhood for a car crash case, or the big guy on the TV who you never get to talk to and who refers your case out as soon as it's signed up, or signs it up and drops it 6 months later. I think people get, or the big thing now is firms that you hire the lawyer and then you never talk to the lawyer. You talk to somebody like an untrained clerk. Many of them are out of the country. You know, a lot of them are from the Philippines or India. You never actually get to talk to an actual lawyer. So, weird. People get fed up with that. But, you know, I tend to have super loyal clients. And in fact, I've even had clients who, like, hired me for a case or two in their family, and then they like hire someone else, and then they call me back and say, we hired this other guy, he screwed our case up, we want to go with you. I'm like, no harm, no foul. This is what I even tell guys who I refer cases to, and this is what I tell my clients. Who you entrust your case with is completely up to you. Obviously, I'd prefer to have your case, but I'm not going to be mad at you if, you know, you're impressed by a cool TV commercial, or somebody comes to you and, you know, tells you that this other lawyer is going to get you $1 million for a little scratch on your finger. I'm here to tell you that doesn't happen, but, you know, I'm not going to get mad at you if you're a client of mine and you go to somebody else and you have a bad experience and you want to come back to me and look, maybe you have a good experience, maybe you get a really good lawyer who helps you out. So I still would rather have the cases myself, but, you know, that's bias. This is what I do for a living, after all. So anyway, that's that, and that's that. So this was one of the families who, over the course of the last 20 years, I've represented a bunch of people and have consulted and answered a bunch of questions. They tried to get me to take over cases other lawyers were handling competently, and I told them, look, you're close to settlement, the numbers sound right. I know the guy's treating you like a jerk, but if I get involved, it's just going to slow the case down, because I got to get the file, read the file, and you know, your main concern is getting money. Switching right now would not be a good idea. So anyway, tons of contacts. So what does that mean? That means in my practice management database, where I manage all of my contacts, all of my case files, I had probably 5 different addresses, you know, 5 different phone numbers, half a dozen of people who I've spoken to over the years. And so I'm representing this guy who's the son of the woman I represented, and we get a pretty good offer on his case, like a bigger offer than I thought we were going to. And I was really happy about it. But the deadline for filing a lawsuit was coming up, and they put a time deadline on the offer. They put like a 10-day timeline, because in this case, just like in all of my cases, I bug the living crap out of the insurance adjuster. Like, I'm telling you, I talk to some of these insurance adjusters more than I talk to my girlfriend, brother, sister, nieces, and nephews. Some cases combined. I drive them nuts until I've squeezed every penny out of them. And a lot of times, by the time we're done, they're like, look, no, for the 3rd time, that's the last number. No more. File a lawsuit then, I don't care. Well, I pushed it a little bit too far with this person, and they're like, look, 10 days, take it or leave it. Here's the release. Otherwise, we're withdrawing it and we're hiring defense counsel. Okay, well, I guess that means they're really done. I guess we're at the highest settlement number we're ever going to get, right? So basically, I call the guy. His voicemail isn't set up, which is weird because I had gotten his voicemail before. I tried emailing him a couple of times. Doesn't respond. I tried calling his mom after a couple days. Her voicemail's set up. I leave a couple messages, nothing. I try sending everybody a letter. I try calling the other people in my database, and I didn't have their email addresses, which, I mean, I would say probably for the last 6 years, 8 years, I always get email addresses from people, because a lot of times people move and they'll forget to call me. So if you have an active case with me or any other lawyer and you move or change emails, change phone numbers, make sure you call your lawyer so that they can reach you right away, okay? So at this point, I'm starting to wonder, like, what happened? Did they move out of the country? Did my client pass away? God forbid, is my client in prison? So there's actually a database you can search for federal and state prisoners. He's not in there. I do a search. There's no death certificate or no registration of death. I hire a private investigator to search. I hire a private investigator to go to the house to look, to see if it looks like anybody's there. Looks like the house is still occupied. He hand delivers a letter to the door. What else? The private investigator report doesn't show any new address, and it looks pretty current. And at this point, you know, it's tick-tock, 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 right? Where time is running out. We've got about 3 days left to accept the offer, otherwise it's going to get withdrawn. And I knew this guy wanted the money. I knew he was like, you know, we talked about what range would be acceptable, and this was on the high end. So I knew he was going to accept it, but I can't just accept the money unless I know for sure he wants to take it. So anyway, at this point, I'm at my wit's end. I start calling my lawyer friends, and I'm like, what do you do? What do you do? Some are like, just settle the case. If he already gave you an idea of ballpark what he wants in his pocket, and you can do that, just settle it. Other lawyers are like, absolutely not. You can't settle it without something in writing. And that's the way I usually am. I mean, I have settled cases for clients just on verbal okay when it's somebody I've done business with or I've known their family for a long time. Best thing for a lawyer to do is get it in writing. So what I usually do is there's a little letter I generate with the number in it where it says, basically, you're authorizing me to settle your case for X dollars or more. You understand, out of this amount, lawyer fees, case costs, medical liens, insurance rights of subrogation, lawsuit loans, or any other lawful deduction has to come out of it, and all of the remaining balance will go to me. I understand my lawyer will work to reduce any claim or payment out of my settlement to put as much money in my pocket as possible. I give my lawyer authority to sign my name for purposes of settlement to resolve this case as fast as possible. So that's like the letter I send to people, and I just have them sign it. You know, I usually have them sign it through, I use Dropbox Sign. It's similar to DocuSign, but it's cheaper, and I'm a cheapskate. So I don't understand why I should pay Dropbox $100 a month when HelloSign now, which is purchased by Dropbox, which is the file storage company, they have the identical same service, does the same stuff, but it costs me like $25 a month. It's like a third the price of Dropbox. Dropbox, that's a long story. I'm not going to tell you my DocuSign story. They made me angry. So they raised the prices. They made me angry. They were very rude. So I explored other options, and Dropbox was a really good one. It was formerly HelloSign. Now it's Dropbox Sign. Anyway, that's how I sign people up today. I used to have people in the office on almost every case. Then I went to signing up people via mail with, you know, one-day express with a tracking number. I send the paperwork, they send it back. Now we do it all electronically, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, I was getting nervous, and I'm like, boy, I might have to call the attorney and say, look, you got to give me an extension. But they were adamant, because I pushed them as hard as any adjuster I've ever pushed ever. So anyway, look, happy ending. I get a phone call at like 7 o'clock at night on my cell phone, because at this point I'm leaving my cell phone number with all these people. I'm doing hiring a private investigator to, like, we dropped off letters to their neighbors. Like, we were trying to find this guy because we didn't want him to lose the deal. It wasn't like a gigantic case, but it was like a substantial case. A lot of money that this guy was going to miss out on, or there would have been a year or two delay or more going through the court system, because any of you guys who know you've got a case in court, you know that it slows down to a halt. You know, it goes really, really slow once we file a lawsuit, which is why I try so hard to settle clients' cases before we file a lawsuit, because it gets you your money faster. I don't know anybody who'd rather have money now in lieu of waiting 3 years, right? My choice is money now or money in 3 years. I want money now. Pretty much all my clients are the same way. So anyway, thank God this guy called me. So it turns out him and his whole family went back to the country the mom was from for a family reunion. And so, like, the people I sent the letters to and dropped the letters off to, there were a couple of people who didn't go, and they were trying to reach them by telephone and leaving messages. And then for a period of time there was a storm, and the phone lines were down, something like that. But by the grace of God, they actually were home. They actually came home, and then they got everything, and they're like, oh, okay. And he signed the papers, and he ended up with the money. But that was that's one of the ones where it's just like the stress level. You know, it's like you do all this work on this case. You want the client to get the money. He wants the money, but you can't reach him. I thought, God forbid, maybe he passed away, or what happened. His whole family's not around. So anyway, it worked out. So that's the mysterious case of the disappearing client. Happy ending. All's well that ends well. The moral of the story is, keep in touch with your lawyer. If you're going to be out of town for a month, call your lawyer and let them know. If you change phone numbers or addresses, email addresses, anything like that, call your lawyer, let them know. Okay? Since we're talking about calling lawyers, if you or anyone you know needs an injury lawyer for a work injury, car crash, fall down, dog bite, bar fight, medical mistake, nursing home abuse, any kind of injury case where somebody else hurt you or a loved one, I'm your guy. Those are the kinds of cases I work on. Been doing this for over 20 years. I'm really good at it. We do a really good job on the cases. So, you or a loved one or anyone you know, they're dissatisfied with the way they're being treated by the insurance company. They're getting ignored. They're getting treated like jerks. They can't get their benefits. Give me a call, 312-500-4500. I really, really appreciate the referral, 312-500-4500. Maybe you're not ready to talk to a lawyer. Maybe you have an old case and you have questions. It's okay, you can call me, but if you're not ready to call me, I have two really, really amazing tools on my website. Really, really cool tools. One is called the Case Cash Calculator. Tells you what your case might be worth. Completely different tool, but it's similar. Is called the Good Case Calculator. Tells you whether you might have a good, strong case or whether you might have a case with some challenges, right? Cool thing is, these tools are on my website, free to use. You can use them as many times as you want. You can share them with friends. It literally takes 10 to 20 seconds to answer the 7 multiple choice questions, and then you get custom tailored information about your situation, all without talking to a lawyer, for free, no obligation. I built the tools because a lot of people are hesitant to call a lawyer. They have to be at their wits' end before they call a lawyer, so I built these free tools for you and anyone you know to use. Links in the description, completely free, killer information. And let me tell you, I get a ton of thank yous and compliments and all kinds of nice feedback on these tools. So tons of people are using them. They're enjoying the information they get out of them, so take a look. Links in the description. If you enjoy my videos, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell so you get notified when I release a new video. And what else? Oh, the biggie. If you enjoy my videos, if the information or the tools, the injury cheat sheet, any of the information that I give away for free to injured people helps you and you wouldn't mind giving back, I would really appreciate it. I need as many 5-star reviews on Google as I can get. Okay, so if my information helped you, or we spoke and it helped you, or I represented you and you're happy, and you wouldn't mind giving me a 5-star review on Google, it would really help me out. Link in the description. You literally just go to that web address on your phone, tablet, or PC. It takes you right to the page. Click 5 stars, say a kind word, click submit. Literally takes you 5 or 10 seconds. 5 or 10 seconds for you, but an invaluable favor that I will never forget and will always appreciate. So if you don't mind doing that, great. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, that's okay too. We'll still be friends. So I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you being a subscriber or watching the videos. I've literally got over 200 videos that explain almost every aspect of injury law. Of course, it's no substitute for actually talking to a lawyer, and it's not legal advice. A lawyer can only give legal advice if they know your specific situation, because there's about a gajillion twists and turns in these cases. So you got to talk to an actual lawyer to get legal advice. So if you have any questions, give me a holler, 312-500-4500. God bless you and your family, and I'm done. I know it's surprising. The lawyer is going to stop talking. So shocking. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.